Ladies, let me say something that might sting. If your retirement plan is built entirely on paper money, you are depending on a system that has failed women more times than it has ever protected us. Quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing my personal experience as a businesswoman and gold investor. Always do your own research. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I've been inside the rooms of global wealth. I've seen how billionaires protect their money. And I've watched women smart, hardworking women lose decades of savings because nobody told them the truth. The truth is simple. Real wealth is never protected with paper. It's protected with something you can actually hold. And one of the most powerful tools women are never taught about is the Gold IRA. My name is Grace Asher. I'm an American businesswoman, but my journey wasn't glamorous at first. I grew up in a regular US household. We worked, we saved, and every economic downturn felt like starting from zero. Even as a young woman, something felt off. Why did money feel harder for women? Why did no one teach us how wealth really works? Why were women told to play it safe while men were encouraged to build and protect wealth? My career later took me to Dubai, the global center of the gold industry. What started as a short trip turned into nearly a decade working inside the world of precious metals. Inside that world, I learned something critical. The wealthiest families do not hope their retirement will be safe. They engineer it, they design it, and gold is always part of their foundation. The biggest shock was how rarely women were included in those conversations. That became my mission, to take what I learned in those boardrooms and bring it to women who deserve the same financial armor and the same clarity. Women face financial pressures men often don't. We live longer, so our money must last longer. We earn less over a lifetime, not because we're less capable, but because the system is flawed. We take career breaks for family, maternity, and caregiving. These breaks cost us savings, promotions, and long-term compounding, and we're pushed towards safe strategies like savings accounts that lose value every year to inflation. Meanwhile, the wealthy are learning how to protect themselves from inflation, recession, and volatility. Women are told to be careful. Men are taught to invest. It's time for women to stop depending on fragile systems and start building real protection. This brings us to the Gold IRA. A Gold IRA is a self-directed individual retirement account that holds physical gold, physical silver, and in some cases, other precious metals. It is not gold stocks. It is not gold paper contracts. It is real, tangible metal stored securely in your name. You're not hoarding coins in your house, and you're not becoming a trader. You're simply adding a tangible, inflation-resistant asset to your long-term retirement plan. Here's how it works. First, you open a self-directed IRA. This gives you permission to invest in real assets, not just Wall Street products. Second, you fund the IRA. You can roll over a 401k, transfer an existing IRA, or make a new contribution. In most cases, this happens without taxes or penalties. You are simply repositioning your retirement funds. Third, you choose IRS-approved metals. Not every coin or bar qualifies. Only specific purity levels meet federal requirements. This ensures your account holds investment-grade metals, not collectibles. Fourth, your metals are stored in a secure, insured depository. This is not your home. This is a professional vault with high-level security and monitoring, essentially a modern Fort Knox. Fifth, you monitor your holdings like any other asset. You track performance, long-term value, and overall diversification. But there's one critical difference. Gold doesn't evaporate when the stock market panics. Why does gold matter so much for women? Gold represents independence. It cannot be frozen, erased, or digitally manipulated. Gold is stable. It has outlasted every currency in human history. Gold rises during chaos, recessions, inflation, bank failures, geopolitical tension. Women have lived through all of these, yet we're often the last to receive protection strategies. Gold is private. It isn't tracked or exposed the way digital assets are. And gold does not rely on political promises or changing policies. It stands alone. But we also need to be honest about the realities. Gold doesn't pay dividends. It's protection, not monthly income. You cannot store IRA gold at home. That's federal law, not a custodian's preference. There are storage and custodian fees. But compared to losing 30% of your retirement in a market crash, these fees are small and predictable. Gold is long term. It is not a quick flip. It is not a lottery ticket. If you want overnight riches, that's gambling, not retirement planning. Now, here are the real benefits in simple form. Gold protects against inflation. Paper money loses purchasing power. Gold historically doesn't. Gold protects during recessions. It has risen in nearly every major downturn in modern history. Gold provides true diversification. It is one of the few assets that behaves differently when stocks, bonds, and crypto struggle. Gold gives you ownership of something real, not a digital promise or financial product. Gold gives you control. You decide how much of your IRA is protected by a physical asset. And finally, gold is a legacy asset. It can be passed on and it never expires. Women deserve a retirement they can trust, not hope for, not pray for, trust. Gold didn't make me wealthy. It made me protected. It made me prepared. It made me independent. And if you're tired of uncertainty, tired of doing everything right, yet still feeling financially vulnerable, then it may be time to explore a gold IRA. Because wealth isn't reserved for the loudest voice in the room. It belongs to the woman bold enough to claim her future. If you want more information, there's a free book linked in the description. It's a great starting point for learning how gold works inside a retirement account.